I'm back to the Needles District in Canyonlands, and what's really exciting is I'm headed towards Salt Creek. Check these guys out. That's awesome. Hey there, I'm Jamal Green, and welcome to Across Utah 2025. I'm in Canyonlands National Park, getting ready for 10 days of exploration and fun. All right, let's go. So yeah, I'm back to the Needles District in Canyonlands, a place I haven't been for 7 years. It's kind of hard to believe. And what's really exciting is I'm headed towards Salt Creek, a place I haven't been for 17 years. So I'm really looking forward to that. Gonna see some great geology and archaeology and all kinds of good stuff. I'm gonna have a leisurely pace to really enjoy it too. All right, let's keep it going. There is a chance of rain in the forecast for tomorrow. It looks like it might be ahead of schedule. Okay, here we go. Big Spring Canyon camp number 1. Already have camp all set up. Pretty easy day 1, which is the way I like it. Usually like to do a half a day to start my hikes if possible. Not too shabby, nice little place. But I tell you what, it's so, as I fall. I tell you what, it's so early. Let's go do some side hikes, see some more before we call it a night. All right. Came up that, around, and over the top. So this was the goal for this evening's hike. Right up here, water. When I passed this 7 years ago, I was kind of surprised to find water here. And this was an extremely dry year in 2025. So I wanted to update my reference material to make sure that there's still water. And there is plenty of it. That's awesome. Knowing where the water holes are in the desert makes life so much easier. Very cool. It's good to know that this seems to be reliable, even in a very dry year. Okay, now let's get back to camp. Let's go. 2. Day 2, kind of a gloomy, humid day. Not fun, sweating even more than normal. I got no sleep last night thanks to a crazy windstorm. I've never had anything like that down in a canyon. Sometimes when I'm camped high up on a ridge, I'll get crazy wind. But yeah, I've never experienced anything like this. My tent was just whacking me all night long, and sand got into my tent. It's one of my complaints about the new Fly Creek. The mesh goes so far down on the side that it's easy for sand to get into the tent. So yeah, I had all kinds of sand in the tent. Oh, the sand. It was a pretty miserable night, and thus I'm dragging a little bit more than usual today, I think. So we'll see. Hopefully the rain holds off for a little bit longer and I can get some miles in. All right, that's the thought for now. It's quite the climb out of Upper Big Spring Canyon. Start down there, climb up this thick rock. You know you can't hear me because the wind is so bad. Almost up to the saddle now. It's gotten really chilly. May have to break out the jacket. The wind just blew my glasses off my shirt. I was right down there. I had to find them. Here they are, about 30 feet away. That's how strong the wind is blowing. Man, this is crazy. I need to get down off this ridge. There's a group behind me coming down the ridge right now. That was a pretty crazy place to be with wind and rain. Okay, headed down to Squaw Canyon, now known as Wooden Shoe Canyon. Day 2. Bit of a joint here. Taking a break here in Wooden Shoe Canyon. You've probably heard me make the mistake already calling it Squaw Canyon, and that's because that's what it was called for the longest time. But in an effort to update our language, it has been changed recently. And at first I kind of thought it was a case of political correctness going too far. George Carlin has a great skit about that. But actually, you know, if you look into the history of the word squaw, it's not really what most people think. So, you know, it really is more of a slur. So yeah, I'm all for the change. It's all good. It's named after a wooden shoe arch now, which is down at the foot of the canyon. So yeah, all good with the change. All right, time to get out of Wooden Shoe Canyon and make our way over to Lost Canyon. No controversy with that name. All right, that's the word for now. The rain is a-coming. Looking back across Wooden Shoe Canyon, that's the saddle I came across right there. Now climbing the saddle up to Lost Canyon. Headed this way. Hoping to get there before the rain comes. Need to find a nice sheltered place to take a break, have some lunch. Time to drop into Lost Canyon. Well, the rain started coming down, but luckily there's always a little alcove to find, so I'm going to stay dry for now, take a little break, and hope this passes. In fact, it seems to be winding down already. All right, we'll see. Climbing out of Lost Canyon onto the Peekaboo route. Looking back, you can see Wooden Shoe Arch. Whew. Climbing up the Peekaboo route, it's a lot of work. I did the same route 17 years ago. It wasn't as hard back then. So I guess they must have changed the route, rerouted it to make it harder, right? That's the only reason it could be harder, right? All right, let's keep going. I've been saying 17 years. It's actually been 18 years since I've been on this trail. That's a long time ago. A lot has changed since then. All right, here we go. Potholes are full from the rain earlier today. Okay, we're still going that way. It's a little lower than I expected. I remember this is the part 18 years ago. This little section right here kind of gave me pause, made me nervous. Footing's good, but not a place you'd want to fall down. Definitely not something somebody with a fear of exposure would like doing. It's really not that bad, but again, anyone with a fear of exposure would not like that. If it's raining and really slick, I wouldn't like it either. Like I say, not a good place to fall. Okay, let's go. Looking back at that spot now, it just looks crazy. That's it, right in there. Whew. Yikes. Okay, let's keep going. Looking ahead, our route's gonna go right there. Also looks impossible from here, but it's really not that bad. Here we go. So why is this route called Peekaboo? I can't say for sure, but I have my theories. Peekaboo! I tried it with the pack. It's too big. All right. Did I do that same thing 18 years ago? I might have. All right, let's keep hiking. I came over to check out this granary not too far off the trail. And when I get here, I see there's another one. Very cool. Let's take a closer look. Cool spot. Once again, next to an arch, showing that arches must have held an important place in the culture of the natives. It's the first one I spotted over here. It's along this ledge. All right, getting ready to drop down into Salt Creek. Okay, that was an adventure with the big pack. Going down backwards, can't turn around. Whew. Man, just turn around right now. Okay, whew, let's finish this up. Okay, I've made it to Peekaboo Arch and the adjacent rock art. Some really cool stuff. These white drawings are thought to be by the Fremont people approximately 800 years ago. And if you take a close look, you can see they're superimposed on dark red figures thought to be from the archaic people, which could be 1,000 to 8,000 years old. There's also some handprints as you go along here. Here's the most prominent one. And some stylized handprints. Okay, but we are going through the arch and continuing up Salt Creek. Good morning, it's day 3. I'm in Salt Creek. It's been sprinkling on me all morning. I expect this to continue throughout the day. But as I make my way up Salt Creek, I'm going to check out some rock art, like this stuff right here. Let's check it out. Actually, everything at this site is pretty faded, but there's a really big shield pictograph right there. And there's some more up along this ledge, but it's pretty faded as well, and I'm definitely not climbing up to get a closer look at that. Okay, let's keep on going. Okay, now we're talking. I've climbed up and found a much better panel. Check these guys out. Yeah, so these are really nice. It's the barrier style, likely by the archaic peoples several thousand years ago. It's a very distinct style, very different from the Fremont style of rock art. The term barrier style is a reference to those glyphs in the Great Gallery over in Horseshoe Canyon. Horseshoe Canyon was originally named Barrier Canyon, and that's where it got its name, barrier style. The archaic peoples were mainly known to be on the other side of the Colorado River, so it's somewhat unique to find some of their rock art here as well. It's very cool. This biggest glyph is about 5 feet tall, I would say. It's very ornate. Mostly red with some yellow. There's more up there. We'll check out the whole bunch. Here's the next panel going farther up. Not as much going on here, but still some really cool stuff. I love the handprints again. Very stylized. There's some more up there. Okay, at another rock art site. Here it is behind me. Hopefully that gave you a pretty good look, because I don't feel like climbing up to this one. 18 years ago, I'm pretty sure I did not see this arch. It's just an unnamed arch here in the lower end of Salt Creek Canyon. And I wouldn't have seen it this time if I hadn't stopped and just turned around. So definitely good advice to always look the other way. Okay, still heading up the canyon this way though. Day 3. The weather can't seem to make up its mind today. It was gloomy and rainy this morning, and then the sun popped out and it actually was pretty warm. And now it's raining again. Just sprinkling, not that bad. So what's the deal with Salt Creek? In my opinion, it's one of the best areas of Canyonlands National Park. As you've already seen, there's some great rock art, and farther along over the next few days, we'll see some more great archaeological sites. And the geology is amazing too. We're going to see a bunch of incredible arches and maze-like canyons. So yeah, it's a great place. And thus, it's sometimes hard to get a permit. Permits are in high demand, especially in the spring and in the fall. It's a fragile environment though, so I think it's kind of good to manage the number of people in the canyon per day. And I already met Ranger Naomi this morning, and she checked to make sure I had my permit. So yeah, definitely don't poach this canyon and play by the rules. All right, that's a thought for now. So I'm just hiking along, enjoying the canyon, thinking how little actually I remember from 18 years ago. Usually images like stick in my mind, but it all looks kind of different. And then I realized I took a wrong turn. Somehow I got into one of the side canyons, so I've been going up a side canyon. And the truth is, it was actually a goal on this trip to explore some of the side canyons, but I wanted to do it intentionally, not by accident. So anyway, so I'm enjoying this nice side canyon, but I think it's time to turn around and get back into Salt Creek and keep going where we're supposed to go. There's no need in carrying the big pack if I'm going to be exploring side canyons. I can't believe I did that. Oh well, that's the word for now. Okay, back on track in Salt Creek. Here's my side canyon. I see what I did now. I shortcut this bench, and then it was started to rain, so I took cover under a rock and just didn't pay attention when I started again, went up that canyon. It's a little arch up there. That's cool. Okay, but we are headed up the correct way now. Just making my way up the canyon. And I spot this guy watching me. What's going on, buddy? All right. You have a good day. Say hello to your mother. Let's keep going up. Here's our first look at Crescent Arch. We're actually going to wind our way around and be on the other side of that before too long. So yeah, in case you didn't see it there in the background, we are now on the other side of Crescent Arch. There's also a little arch way up on the horizon, way out there. We're still going up canyon though, headed this way. Sitting here relaxing and thought I spotted a granary up there on the cliff. I thought there's no way, that's so inaccessible. But sure enough, look at that. It took some determination to get up there, I'll tell you that. Oh, I scared the deer. They're going so fast. Sorry, deer. So now with those guys, I've seen more deer in Salt Creek than I have people. I like it. All right, got in the tent right before the rain started coming down. It was definitely a challenge to see how fast I could put the tent up, but I did it just in time. This is the hardest rain we've had all day. All right, checking out for day 3. Angel Arch. We're at another great archaeological site.